Okay, everyone, welcome to Insider 332. This is commentary to the newsletter. And with me, as always, is Chris and Brad. How you going, fellas?
Dude, you sound like a bloody Saturday Night Romantic bloody DJ show.
Yeah,
And
I've sort of
tonight,
I got a bit of a cold. My energy level's not 100%. It's probably 98. But Chris, why don't you begin by talking about Turkey?
Our late night DJ Lucas with his soft tones.
yeah, the love channel. This
play
is
us
the
a love
love
song,
channel for
Lucas.
you people out there.
Shut up. Just go before I die.
Okay, so we're talking
Turkey.
about
Yeah.
some of the changes that have been taking place in Turkey, the country, not the flying or non-flying bird, actually, as it is. So there's a number of things that are quite dramatic. There's definitely a splintering or an accelerated splintering between Turkey and, shall we call it, NATO or the West. That's not surprising given the fact that the Israelis more recently have come out suggesting that Turkey is the next enemy and it deserves to be bombed. So it's natural for Turkey to look to aligning itself with other parties that are non-Israeli Western dominant. But on top of that, the interesting thing from a personal standpoint for many people, maybe even those who are listening to this, is their proposal for, and I believe now implementation of a new tax system for residents. So if you become a resident, or if you have not been a taxpayer in Turkey for the last 3 years, which is probably most everybody that's listening to this, and you go and you subsequently become a resident, there's a number of reforms that they put into place. So 0% income tax on foreign earnings for 20 years, a 1% inheritance tax on all wealth. So in order to achieve that, you would re-domicile your assets via maybe trusts or corporate entities and things of that nature to Turkey, and you will then pay a 1% inheritance tax on that. The full citizenship remains, which is to say that you can purchase real estate for up to for a minimum of $400,000, and that gives you and your dependents a passport for life. That purchase of real estate is yours, so it's not you're not paying $400,000 to the government. You just simply purchase real estate to the value of $400,000, and then after 3 years, you are free to sell it and take your money and do with it whatever you please. So you could even be in a situation where you've bought real estate for that value. 3 years later, it might be worth more. And so you've essentially been paid to pick up a citizenship. There's a 2% one-off tax to repatriate your overseas assets with no questions asked. That's the important part. So you can imagine there's a lot of wealth that's been sitting in some jurisdictions which might be questionable. So the reason I think that they're putting this into place is mostly to capture Russian assets.